Alright. We good? I hate when it does this. I can't tell. Alright, we're just gonna move on. Because, I don't understand. So we're just gonna move on. YouTube be weird sometimes. Alright. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Alright. We get to do this now. It's not coming to me. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It is as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous... Holy moly, we're just starting and I can't get this word. We agreed that if I told them the truth about this simultaneous... Oh my goodness. I'm going to fucking lose it. Give me this. Simultaneous.
Simultaneous. Simultaneous.
Okay. Simultaneous. Okay. We agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't see capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found traces of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace of evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Alright. February 24th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. We have so many courtrooms. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain in both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edwards' car. Hang on one second. Okay. Wow, this is one messed up trial. You don't say. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe that the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. How long is this second trial? Holy moly. Excuse me. Tea is really my enemy today. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? If you think Meekin's it, I don't know what you think. Things are getting wild from the get-go. You're gonna tell me he did it. I'm gonna be impressed. Tea and crumpets. Tea and crumpets. Will the witness please... Oh my gosh. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekin, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. I slapped my head, not super hard, but it was just like, you know that comedic of slapping yourself in the head? It's literally just the sound of it. Why, Meekins? Why? So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You gotta believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I'm what you call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. Okay, what is happening? You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Crime report, sir. Alright. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into that room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's what that's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see, so you fainted and a colleague helped you regain your consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. I'm gonna save. So I don't have to go through the whole beginning portion. Options. Give me options. Save. Alright, although it was not my normal duty, I was assigned to the to guard the evidence room today. Okay. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfers was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily English. Which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see, sounds very, important mission. After the reward ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. Then I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. That's weird. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Okay, I spot a suspicious man on the security screen and rush into the room. Okay. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see, huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see, so it was during the second time then? Yes, sir. Wow, that was so loud. I'm so sorry. Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Updated record. ID record. Okay, give me 1 second. I want to look at the court record. Check. So we don't know this one. So is this Officer Marshall's? So we have Edgeworth, Meekins, Goodman, Meekins. Yeah, that is... So he has... That is... They came in at the same time. That's kind of weird. Anyway, I was only doing what I was trying to do, okay. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me oh my goodness. Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Wow, Wright, that was rude. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... Okay. Can you tell that the, like... maybe... Like, Meekins, for some reason, destroys my voice. Alright. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Very weird. What exactly do you mean when you said you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. Okay, you took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I can't say it with a straight face. What does he mean? I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. The frick is this comedic bit? About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right. According to reports from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. It's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins?
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Officer Gant delivered to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it? What is that, a videotape?
Yes, sir, they're absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
That's weird. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. My goodness.
I was just doing what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like its communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of show the video of you murdering the victim. I can't read.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
You're the one who introduced yourself that way. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? A lot of things. This is a freaking horror movie. What the frick? Huh? Okay. Drop the glove. So they actually used 3D models for this. This was in the first game. What the? Oh my god. Where did he go? Did he just disappear? Like, he literally disappeared. Yeah, that's my reaction, Phoenix. And Edgeworth. And Meekins. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirring within us? What the heck was that riling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised? This isn't going... Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Because it's the last case? Videotape. Or security video. Reading is difficult sometimes. Video from the security camera placed in the evidence room. Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed counter someone. In the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir.
Mr. Amy, I'm gonna drink the last bit of my tea real quick. That wasn't too bitter this time. Mystery man.
His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there was no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. The locker's...
oh my goodness.
The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
His voice is becoming fluctuating. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a lock equipped with fingerprint activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. Look, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know whether this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Mystery man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that it was Detective Goodman, so... But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
Since its face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or...
Meekins. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you were positive it was him. Okay, I mean he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I tried
Okay.
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of methods he tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir. And this too.
The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker. How'd you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir, from the people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
The workers in the...
Hello, I am so sorry, that went loud.
The workers in the department cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir.
You have romantic troubles? Who are you dating? I have never heard of this. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. Alright, so it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Hello! I'm doing good. As you can see, Meekins is, screaming his head off. Right now. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir,
Meekins, I don't know why you're tripping me up.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in the case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir.
My goodness. Alright.
My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with security video?
Can I look at the video again? One was found handprint left and the evidence of the print has been wiped. At least I don't have to listen to the scary music again. Like, why didn't he leave? Like, he walks in, Meekins comes far behind, not that far behind him. Oh, the glove? Oh, yeah! There, where? Okay, can unlock it or carry a lamp when it's open. Extremely thin rubber glove. This fell out. We're gonna save. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be dealing with more problems. There is a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man might not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edward? I propose we have the defense point out to this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. The judge's voice has just evolved. I probably will just do my regular voice for the judge again. I can't do the low voice. It's switching all of the time. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Look, anything could happen. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Mr. Bruce Goodman? Oh, I can, what is that? Backspace. I was like, what is the thing? It says, I was like, what is B and S backspace? You. Well, I don't know if I got that right. The strange thing about this video has got to be this. Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you were looking for... What you were looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates the man might not be Detective Goodman. Oh, yeah. I love... It's like, I don't know. That's something that my guess is the glove. There's a problem. We're just gonna... Whee! I wonder if all these years these voice lines are still used, or if they had new voice actors for these lines. I'd be curious. To prove that he is not Goodman. What the frick am I supposed to prove that he's not Goodman? The sideburns or something?
mic, so backspace is my pause. How am I supposed to pick? Wow, such perfect timing, Blue Badger. You kinda suck. Court record. Can I see what his face looks like? I guess he has sideburns. He's got a hat. Okay, so he's right-handed. The amount of art that probably took to make this happen. What the frick? By the way, what is happening here? I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it. Okay, so it's not that. Okay, so we're gonna have to... That's the only thing I looked at him like, he's got a blood stain on him. There gotta be something in this video. I don't know what. The glove bothers me. I didn't know he had like... Oh, we're gonna save right here. And then we're gonna go, okay. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Alright, blah blah. You can do it. Set up password blind. Okay, please don't play it too many times. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? Did I need to tell here that this music is gonna drive me nuts? It's open. Oh. Officer Meekins. Sir, what do you mean, sir? Okay, wow, that was... I did it! As I understand it, the locker apparatus looks like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match... the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that way Alright, let me sit up properly. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Can this music stop? I hate this music right now. It needs to stop. I'm going crazy. I've looked at it enough. Because he just pulled it open, so why does it not close properly? Because everything else is grayed out, and I just looked and I'm like, oh yeah, that's there. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind a little bit earlier. Okay. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Well, he did that for me, so I didn't have to do anything. Order. What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locks are controlled by an electric system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And that locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have been broken down. course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensors would have detected and reported a malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? I am sorry that my voice is going up, down, up, down, up, down. I hope it is not too loud. Because by golly gee willikers, man. Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. Phoenix. Give me this. Phoenix. Use your brain. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad it's not too loud. I just was worried because sometimes my voice went up, down, up, down. I'm like, I hope it's not too loud. I'm at my normal voice level, but sometimes I hear it, like, peak in my own voice. So, just wanted to make sure it's not, like, everyone's favorite thing when you hear of, like, the screaming kid with their microphone. Alrighty. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor?
Something jammed the sensor. Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's expect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. You! So I can just look at the court record. I'm assuming it's the glove. Because it's open. Can I enter? Is fast forward. We get to use the glove! Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. What's this? Something light fell out of the locker. But oh my gosh, Meekins. Where did you go? You went somewhere.
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when the doors are open. I often fell out and rolled great distance when I opened my car door, sir.
I can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Well, yeah, it would just make it easier for him to just open the door so it wouldn't trigger anything and hurt. Because they're also bare-handed. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. Just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir.
I'm worried that you should not have a patrol vehicle.
Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me.
But the object would have had to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out. Do I? Do I? Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? I'm assuming it's the glove. But I might be wrong. You're gonna make me pick. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. We're going to save because it showed the picture, so that means we're fine. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but this isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
Doesn't his back hurt by being slightly off kilter? Order. So we're to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodwin? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Space.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke? Yes. And we are in the whole circus. We will begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must see their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his ID card.
An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. Yeah, but who's this other one? The ID card used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and the most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination. To enter the evidence room, one must have their ID card. I need to check. Where did we find this? Found in the prosecutor's office. So you're gonna tell me he got up and walked all the way to the prosecutor's office, even though we don't know where the frick he went? Is that card hanging from your neck one of these IDs? Cards?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuffs, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the car door closing, my ID card chokes me.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. An ID card is used, there's a record of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. Ergo, it is true. So it is, Your Honor. Just gave a bow. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all of this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence.
Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer?
Shh, don't stare at him.
What? Why the frick?
It would seem the inquiry committee will have to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. From now on, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him.
Why did, like, are you talking about him in blue or the one over Phoenix Wright? Because there's two people in blue at this place. At the time, the crime detective used his ID. Wait, by the way, that makes me wonder. Let me see that list again. Okay, Meekins was twice. Goodman was once. Okay, just double checking. Okay. Earlier, I believe you testified that you asked the man to show his ID card. He pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked?
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edward to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got.
I don't know what it is. One other thing the person made was okay, let's just do this one. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd be given the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. I don't know where I'm supposed to contradict him. Must have the evidence used. Here was used. There's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his ID card. Why did I do that? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. When ID card is used, there's a record of it. Okay. You must use an ID card. Present. We have too many things of evidence. I'll enter recovered fingerprints. Handwritten dated. Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Like, do I use the ID? Found at the prosecutor's office scene. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his ID card. I guess we're gonna say yes? I am, like, completely kerfuffled. Okay, press again, I guess. Earlier, I believe you testified, okay? Do you think that's odd? All I do is show it to you, there won't be a reason. Just panicked. Okay, so maybe the last piece? This one? So maybe if I present the ID with this? Okay, I think I got it right. Wait a moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene.
the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report is only half complete, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order. Does the prosecution have any... does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, what is this accent? Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. Alright, butter. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes, what is he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the incidents of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. You don't say, right? Where do you think he's going with this? We're going right back to the underground parking lot. Woohoo! Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime can only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Now we're between a rock and a hard place. Woohoo! Yeesh. Alrighty. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object. I don't know. Like, object to thinking that it's Lana. Where could I just object? There we go. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Nope. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proved one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Okay. Do we have to see this whole video of the few seconds? I make Evans, you poor soul. Do 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 However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. True. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name? Adabu. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Perfect. Okay, very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. I think subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. The court is now in recess. We survived the first quarter of the second half. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Well, she's got a reason of some sort going on. I don't know. Something be happening. Do. Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Thank you for coming, Gumshoe. You were a ray of sunshine. I give you a pat on the head. Pat, 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 pat. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Detective. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay, so... have you brought what I asked? It's December. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Excuse you? Ask permission before you use people's names, Lana. Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the Chief Prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Okay, SL9 incident. Files for Joe Dark killings. Solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with the serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that...
That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings.
The Joe Dark? No, Lana. That's over with. No. Did she faint? Oh, okay, she just ran away. I thought we were dealing with someone fainting. It's like, we don't need fainting right now. Emma, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. I don't blame you. This is interesting. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. That can't be just a coincidence.
Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
Can I look at it? I better take a good look at this file. Can I look at it now? Oh, okay, now we have made it halfway. Yeah. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. I'm gonna drink some more water real quick. We're actually doing pretty good. Right, courtroom number 9. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to Okay.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
I don't know where his voice went. It went somewhere. It'll come back eventually.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
At least his is a little bit easier. Me, partner, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling out.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is that...
Oh no. We'll be right back. I gotta test because my freaking thing moved, so I don't know how loud I am. I think we're fine. I think. Oh boy. Do I sound any louder? I guess is the question. I don't think I do, but I love the stupid slider. I clicked it when I tried to click the volume button. I think I sound fine. But who knows? Things can sound different for everybody, so... Is this correct? 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 Okay, thank you. Thank you. I wasn't sure. I might have just accidentally put it back into place. I hit it on OBS and I was like, because it put it all the way up, and I don't want it to be all the way up. Because then, oh boy. Frickin' static sound does not sound like a fun time for me. Alright. Is this correct? Alright, now we get to do more martial, which is the easiest thing for me to do. Because apparently when I was younger, I did a southern accent when I was playing with like toys when I was younger. I don't know. According to my papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Alright. Please share... Alright. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. It is English. He's just... imitating? Cowboys? We're gonna say that. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Wow, those were words that I just spoke. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. Can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated lockers on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickey are those? Wow, I never thought I would ever have to read newfangled doohickey. But I guess to show that he's old-fashioned, I guess? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Thanks, Judge. You're so kind. Day of the crime, cross-examination. My job was to keep wary on the bone orchard. Alright. How exactly do you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just make sure nothing moved in the security cam monitor. That room's so still, even Tom dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape.
If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours.
Every time I erased the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but isn't going to do him any good.
So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room?
They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Alright. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner?
Oh my gosh, sorry.
I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No, Desperado, I know Let's rules get in my way. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. I looked at it and I'm like, what is this sentence structure? I looked at it and I'm like, huh? No desperados I know joined the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about this? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. Haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How did this guy avoid being fired? Because they're probably low on staff. I don't know. That's a guess. Device 2 security systems. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. How far back in technology are you saying you don't ride a horse, do you? If you do ride a horse in the middle of town, where the frick do you park the horse? Where does it go? I have many questions. I'm assuming you walk it through. That's the only thing I can think of. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives aren't aware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it does not seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? Alright, what were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even angel steak lunches can beat the Parlo's Vongole Espa pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? He's allowed a lunch break. But I do think it's a little weird. Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgar says, "Did you not want to raise this yet?" So if you had a hammer, then I hit the trail. I have ammo, Officer Marshall? Alright. That's right, partner, or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness does not appear to have seen anything. Texas don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. With what? What do I need to click on? We gotta say that he was in the evidence room. So what is it? They say I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, besides the room prior to execution systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side door. Okay. Let me read this again. Alright, course, back in my day. Okay. Okay, so this is about the fingerprint. Sensors. Now that he mentions it, said something too. I remember, right? What about the I hit back, you mother trucker. My job was to keep an eye on the bomb orchard. Alright, how exactly do you keep it? Do nothing, that's yourselves. Okay, you entered them. Okay. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day. Okay, let's try this. I told you that ain't my style. Okay, so he's saying he did not. Is what that is saying. So if we go here, present. Oh, you didn't like that one.
I could tell the music didn't stop. I was okay. Bone Orchard, they say, around 3 times a day. My style, present. What about this? Nope, not that one either. I don't know what you want me to click on at this moment. Keep and weary out. They said I was supposed to make rounds, so there was pictures, cameras, if I remember. Okay, what about this one? Present. This one? Nope. You can tell it's the freaking last chapter because I'm clicking all the things going, huh? Okay, let me look at things. So, I don't know if these are on the table. This is weird. We have that. Only sign indicator lights up when it's open. Oh, can I read this? Oh, there we go. Incident number SL9 closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime serial murder, sentenced to death. Victims: Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Trial data: Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force, executive investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head investigators Bruce Goodman, investigators and head investigator. Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Star. Well, rounds besides the script by Sue. If I remember right, I was at the streets of Salute the time I went down. I'm just innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, time to hit the road. Well, let's see, that's right. You call it evidence. Alright. What do... I don't know which thing I need. Because it doesn't give me. 3 times 8 my style. Besides the rooms protected by security systems. If I remember right, I was at the Street Side Saloon. Did he say something weird here? Okay, I was eating spaghetti. Okay. That's strange. This is usually where it just says. Alright. Oh, that reminds me. Present. Let me look at that thing. 4:20. Was that around lunch? Are we gonna have... Am I gonna have to... I'm gonna have to fucking find... Ace Attorney... Rise from ashes. Right. I just need a slight input in the right direction, because obviously I am not getting where I need to go. Contents, walkthrough, give me this. Alright. Book, okay. Am I too far? Where am I? Where have I found myself? Cross-examination. Okay, I think I'm too far. I'm gonna go to the table. Contents again. Former? Is it in the former one? Huh. Yeah, where am I? What are these things? Rise from the ashes. Oh, there's multiple. Okay, there's more than I thought there was. Okay, this trial's not even... we're at the halfway point. Okay. Alright, I just need a little bit of help. Okay, so we are in this thing the day... Okay, there you are, Marshall. Sorry that this is taking a second. Okay. Sign if I use the trump card, okay, so I was correct. Fourth or fifth statement. 1, 2. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay, so I can either of these. Okay, so I just was putting it on the wrong statement. Alright, sure. Boop. I didn't see anything else. I just needed to know where I'm frickin' going. It's like, huh? Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that you being called in to testify like this? That face. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the head caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. But didn't you say you weren't in there for weeks? I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Oh, he's got heels on his boots! I didn't notice that before. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away, however, a luminal test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Seems to me. Oh, and by the way, he also has a similar knife to that was showed in the video. Ain't suspicious, wouldn't you say? Seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints?
Blah. Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Blood-stained fingerprints. Like I say, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as that blood-stained handprint. What are you meaning? Oh, the bloody handprint was there. Let me put my hand on there. Don't tell anybody. Just put it on there.
What are you on about?
What do you mean? Are you crazy? Well, the answer is yes. The murder touch of the lock of Grandma's fingerprint was by chance. Bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. The murderer wasn't wearing gloves. What do you mean? The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Doesn't that freaking hurt? Like, how much hair do you have on your chin? Okay, we're gonna save so I don't have to go through this again. Bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated, or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports.
There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that fingerprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint? That's the only logical conclusion. I can't let him squirm out of this one. We gotta find something. Something decisive to tie them Officer Marshall's crime. Okay, it just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstain hair fingerprint present. Okay, I have two ideas. One is the evidence floor plans, and two is this. Guess what with this? Oh, okay. Load. I'm just having me at the same place, the same button. Okay, murder this one. Okay, my second one is this. Nope. Okay, fine. I'll look more. Fine. I thought I had it. Whatever. It might be that statement. At least it's only natural. Okay. That's because how do you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right, that, and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That locker I used when I was a detective, the locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. All that I use in there now is a heap of... All that's in there now is a heap of broken dreams. I can English. I can English right, I think. I see. It'd be strange if my print weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Ooh, updated! Be the same place as the bloodstained fingerprint. So, okay, so we got more data. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. Please explain. My locker's covered with my fingerprints. Just so happened. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprints was by chance. That's just weird. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. Freaking random, I guess. Alright. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. Holy moly. You wanna know why? What? The bloodstain and fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? There's difference night and day. Hello. Where are we? Kind of like, oh my goodness. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other is a type of murder. Or a serial number. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what... Is it... Oh my gosh, words have to do with this. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Bloodstain and fingerprint are completely unrelated, or did you not know the murderer was wearing gloves? Huh. What the frick am I supposed to do with that information? Okay, let me look at the updated information it gave me. Okay, that's just a picture. Found on a print on Marshall's own locker, the prints were white. What's my map tell me? So there's one here, and there's one here. I don't know. Where do you have to say? I can't let him squirm out of this one. I've got to find something. Something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to this crime. They sound pretty nice. Do you another playing for viewers to watch, or sorry, editor? It's I just play games that I have. Sometimes I draw. It's not often. I sometimes do. And I edit my own shorts and sometimes videos. So yeah, just really depends. Technically, I do all three, I guess. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence wrong. Okay, so if I present this, of course not. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that, game. I don't even know if that information updated. Present, let me check. Not. Okay, so we got to no, go back, you friggin' mother trucker. Completely unrelated. Let me click through this. Where the frick? Or didn't you know the murder was my glove? Did I? This thing said it's only natural. Did I click this one? Okay, there we go. Goo. Thank you. One of them just happened to be at the same place. Now we're going to save. Ah! You can just call me Ren. Ren, Kana. Either way is fine. Just happened to be at the same place. I think I'm dealing with a random bit of chance. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. And the bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Okay, like I said, either way. Alright, I love when I'm completely confused on where I need to go. Now we look at the frickin' stupid walkthrough because I'm confused. What the frick? Okay. Where am I? Press the fist. So I am correct, you freaking mother trucker. So I am correct. I just need to do the one thing? Or am I wrong? I'm skipped. No. So I'm wrong there. What is it? First statement. Wait. Didn't I click the one? This game, oops, nope. I clicked. Okay, so wait, I need to have that thing and then update the last statement? Is that what this is? Sometimes the sequence of events suck. And maybe a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There's a bloodstain at the scene thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. So I'm a Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that fingerprint. Okay, we read that. Oh yeah, we tried that too. So that would mean, okay. Are you getting the picture part? Okay, so I think I had to click every statement. That's what was happening. Oh, I don't like using a guide if I don't have to. I was like, what the frick am I doing wrong? There's gotta be something happening. Alright, the picture. This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? So at least we got that update, so we'll see. What do you mean by that? One time I did this crime, isn't that right, partner? Alright. If so, the video is the only direct evidence you have. But the video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position... Yeah, I do it for fun. I'm not bored. I just get slightly... That's the thing about some puzzles. Where it's like, where the frick... What do you mean, game, by certain things? Sometimes it just happens where you're like, I wonder how the developers would think I would figure that out, but also it might just be that I jump to conclusions on what I need to find. But yeah, I always have fun with Phoenix Wright. I knew next to nothing about this 5th case. I knew about the other cases. So this is always interesting. I love that this is all playing in the background. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so. +1 like this one's that we keep doing. Oh, well, thank you. Show evidence or there's no evidence in the video. I'm assuming there's evidence in the video somewhere. Where that is, I do not know. Alright, show evidence. I'm doomed. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might end up being the one making the mistake. Oh boy. Now then, let's have another look at that video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. I am doomed. I don't know what the frickin' evidence. Here we go. Oh, I guess... Could it be the... It could be. Was it backspace? Yeah, it's backspace. But the music still continues to play. How does that work? I'm just more surprised that Meekins didn't go for backup. What about... Did that work? There, how's that for evidence? Please allow me to apologize for my colleague, Your Honor. He gets carried away sometimes. Yes, well, this certainly isn't a first. Will you forgive him too, Officer Marshall? He's not a bad man, just delusioned. Of course, I'm not one to gun down unarmed boys. Oh great, now enter this dimension. Guess that means I missed the mark. You don't say. We're getting pitied. It's in the video. I don't know where. I just thought, oh, maybe the knife. Maybe. What if we just fast forward? Like, what am I supposed to incriminate him with? The glove falls. And then you have Meekins come in. They fight. He's got blood on his shoulder. And then we go over this way. Wait. Boop, 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 boop. It's not there. So... I just realized that. Okay. Do. I don't know which scene will die. Ether scene. Okay. Go, Mikins. I'm so sorry you have to get hit in the head multiple times throughout the scene. Okay, he's unconscious, so we're gonna slide over. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. Okay, we got it. Is a mistake that I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Woohoo! We did it! Alright. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Well, that is actually 8 words. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Right there. I saw it. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That's the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Are you gonna make us go all the way through this? Wait, is it not there? During this few seconds? It's not. Oh, the white cloth is gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order. It would seem that that's only... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. But you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the only one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Because, buddy, you kinda just, proved the point. This guy isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. Well now, you say open that locker, now prove it. A fingerprint sensor? Yep. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the lockers aren't that obvious. There's even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Beef jerky? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Oh boy. Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay, please answer the question. What is he now? Bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest out from here. We can? Can we? Can we, Wright? I don't know. You tell me. Do 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 do. Bum 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 ba da da da. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins did not see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man was Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out that Officer Meekins does not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when he confronted.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him how to show him his card, sir.
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? He eats a lot of beef jerky.
You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence. Still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't send me complaining.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything.
Like that?
I can see fear in your eyes, partner.
Seems like you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat.
This can't be happening.
So obviously he's the one. What can I do?
Edgeworth, could you please help me, please?
That'd be so nice. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Not Maya, Mia. Phoenix, try something outside the box. Oh boy. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for the evidence that came about because he was in a disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance he might be discovered later as it had been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jack Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps. Yeah, but that's what I was going to guess. It's gonna be the frickin' bloodstain from Meekins' hand. Perhaps the video is the key to our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video's my only shot. Oh boy. Very well, let's take another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. Speed. We are speed. Go. Do. They really want you to go crazy with this music. Okay, we're gonna... Where is it? J. There we go. Oh, you poor thing.
For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know what to what end yet. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Wow, actually not completely breaking my eardrums. Woohoo! Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hoped you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, we were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell all the court what you did, all of it. All right. It seems the time has come. I'm gonna save. For my sanity. Alright. Marshall's confession. I'm gonna drink more water real quick. Alright. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. Stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. Planned to take out the evidence. Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. And managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Who? So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of large quantity of blood were found on the floor, on the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? It's Meekins' hand. Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Well, if Meekins was flying his hand, like, all over the place, yeah, he probably... a lot of blood. Oh boy. Cross-examination. I had to do it that I can just finally die. When you say it, you mean... do you even have to ask, partner? SL9 incident. 2 years ago passed since the case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. The case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? Oh, there's a reason. There's a reason. That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole them the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card, left it on the floor in that prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activation lock, of course. No matter how well you disguised yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened that locker before Officer Marshall. Right. He pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. Didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekin certainly is a 1 in a million type person, mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Because he's the top prosecutor.
Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cunning him slightly. Sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
Oh, you mean this one?
I don't know what to say. Huh. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and... Alright, I'm just gonna double check how much more... What is this? Oh, to see how much is left. Because my throat is killing me. Is there another investigation? Okay, I guess I'll play till the next save point. So you did your research beforehand.
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left.
However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins.
If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
What else? Sleeping like a baby.
So what you're saying is on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
Yet you stole the evidence from the locker.
Actually, no I didn't.
Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
Why'd you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't be just forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not so that salary cuts are ever a valid solution.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. You know why? I do know why. We're almost done. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dock was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dock case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
I don't tend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should press him with what I think is his real reason. Feeling would end up here sooner or later. I'm going to involve tears related in some way to that case. Better take another look at the files. Alright, blah blah. I'm gonna save. Alright. Present. Alright. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
Okay.
I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall?
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago.
Oh.
You received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
Oh, so he's a prosecutor.
It just happens. And I'm near the end anyways. I'm gonna be ending soon because my throat is gonna kill me.
What, a prosecutor?
You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award.
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He entered the SL9 incident case before I did.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what's his relation to you?
He was my brother. Yeah, you look alike. Have that same eyes. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then duty chief of police. The group of detectives I was a part of worked under him. We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
He's freaking creepy.
Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed.
Frick.
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions?
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
All of these freaking prosecutors and defense attorneys and policemen have freaking these stories. My goodness.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. We now know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance. It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means that the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But
there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of their simultaneous murder at the police department.
Seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner.
Oh goodness. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. I saw a murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
I guess you used your one word?
I rest my case.
Do you now? It seems the trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Hi, Emma. Your Honor, wait! Emma? The defense has an objection! A scientific objection! Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? No? I don't know. Legally? Probably not. Her sister probably is. Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Andrew, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings? Now that she bet you did. The names of both Sky's sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day, so I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on the Detective Gumshoe's locker? No fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured out if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. What, huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, there's traces of blood that are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? I'm assuming yes, but I don't know which thing that I need to do. It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I've ever needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I object. I don't know. The handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, it is. This is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yeah, something like that. Something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It is something. Okay, it's... Is it the stupid tape again? Or this? I guess we'll try this. As they say back west, even a blind man can hit with a Buckshot? That is, as long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright's not sure which direction to face. No, I do not. I do not know which way to face. Because things are difficult. Leave me be. Things are difficult. Alright. Scientifically. Okay. Well, now that the answer that I need to deal with... Okay, so I am correct. But what do I use? Okay, whatever. It's fine. I was like, is it the blue badger? Because I'm like, is it kind of weird where the blue badger is? So you... What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, he is really freaking close. Well, what? He realizes it. That's right, so long as the blue badger is standing there, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. Will it? So that means, what exactly does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you trying to say? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave the handprint on that locker. So that means this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Then the problem is, the other time. Yeah, because you can't see it. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this map. It had to have been. Detective Goodman, where he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has proven to be fake. However, that doesn't explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? Some has raised the defense's claims that, prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Detective Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. Yep. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows... If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh! The ID card record! Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Million Sedgwick, just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. It's not Edgeworth. There's another person on there. Freaking heck. Stop accusing Edgeworth right away.
Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure it out. Couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand it either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Fortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Look at the chart again. There's only one other card remaining, 777. 7777. Talk about a lucky number.
But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 7.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this aid set. Find out whose ID number is
7 sevens.
That 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Fortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
What? Explain yourself, son.
The ID card 7777777 belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
Ooh.
But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge?
You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Well, we're almost there.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question.
Yes? I'm gonna just get into the same position and go, yes. I just need that. Thank you. I'm keeping that screenshot. That's beautiful.
No, not you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive.
Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not
7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. That SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence?
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did.
Lana?
I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Could you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crime required drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
Oh no.
But Lana, even if it involves forging evidence.
Wow. Holy frick. See? That's what I'm talking about.
No. No!
Oh, and now it's really order. Hey, that's not Edward's fault. Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos would have had to wait until the following day. We would have to wait till the following day. Can the voices go away? Thank you. Alright, well, I am gonna end for the night because my throat is killing me. If I do any more, I think I won't have a voice. Oh, hello. You came in just at the time when I'm gonna be ending. I'm sorry. My throat is killing me right now. So, thank you for dropping in. But yeah, I have to end. I can't anymore. My throat is killing me. And I don't know, it probably was Meekins. So, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night. And I will see you next time. Bye! Well, yes, it's okay, everyone, it's okay. Maybe next time. But yeah, I gotta go. Bye!